Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and this is Let's Make Cool Stuff. Okay, so today I'm gonna go over how I made this ottoman for my couch and for my living room. So firstly, I wanna say it was like pretty much all repurposed materials. So the framing I got from just scrap wood from old projects. All of this is scrap wood from the couch makeover. So a lot of this is from like the back end of the couch that I ripped off. So hopefully I can use this up and it'll be enough for the ottoman. And then this cover here was actually just an old rug that we had lying around in the garage. So I was able to repurpose it. I have this pile of junk. It's not that much stuff, but I have this rug. It's like an indoor-outdoor rug. I'm thinking of using this. So the only thing that I had to buy for this project was the padding that goes underneath the cover so that it'd be soft. So I actually found stuff at the thrift store. It was like fake snow for like when you're decorating for Christmas and you lay out like this roll of like fluff for like your little Christmas decorations. So at the thrift store, there were 2 bags of it. They were $1 a piece. So I'm pretty happy that I only had to spend $2 and now we have an ottoman. Okay, so the first step was framing. So I just built a simple box out of scrap wood. All right, so I got some of these pieces freed up from that frame. So I have all these to work with and then this big long piece here. So I'm just gonna start measuring it out and making some cuts. All right, so I made all of my cuts. So these ones are for like the height of it, and then all of these ones are for like the actual square perimeter part of it. So the frame is done. I just used wood glue and some box nails. So these are the nails that I used. 1 3/4 inches, so it's pretty easy. And then if you noticed, I prefer to drill pilot holes for like everything, just because it just makes it so much easier getting the nails or screws in, whatever you're using. And then I used wood glue as well, because as my dad taught me when I was little, wood glue is what really is gonna give this like its strength and keep it from getting wobbly over time as those nails and screws kind of like loosen, you know? So the wood glue really helps keep things like firm. So the frame's in place, so I think I'm gonna do a piece of plywood over the top. All right, so I cut the plywood and it's not exactly wide enough. This is like a piece that I already had lying around, so I wanted to use it up, and it's close enough. And I think with the padding going over it, it'll smooth this out. I'm not really worried about it. And then with the way the frame was, I wanted to make sure that the cover was gonna be nice and smooth. So I just wrapped it in cardboard. I had an old Amazon box, and so that was perfect. And so then I had a nice, perfect little cube to work with. I'm gonna cover the sides just in cardboard. I've seen that done on different pieces, and then that way it'll be lighter, because if the whole thing is covered in plywood, it's gonna be pretty heavy. So I'm just gonna I have that Amazon box over there, so I'm just gonna use that and cover the sides and the bottom with cardboard, and then the top, because it's plywood, it'll be nice and strong, so you can kick your feet up on it and not worry about it. go. Okay, so this is the Ottoman so far. I have it all wrapped in cardboard, and then this plywood is all dried and is in place. So I'm going to wrap this around the Ottoman. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap this around the Ottoman, and then I will cut up the rug that I'm gonna use as my actual cover. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, so I finished wrapping it in the batting material, and I had 2 bags of it and it was just enough. So I literally just have like this little strip left. So it's all done. I did not cover the bottom because it's the bottom and I didn't have enough material. So it's fine, it all worked out. And then I added extra batting around all of the edges, so the corners will be nice and soft. And then the last step was just cutting the rug to size. And then all right, so here is the rug, and I'm really proud of myself because I opened it up first in the garage because it'd been in there a while, so I wanted to make sure there were no bugs, and sure enough, I found a cockroach in it, so I was able to kill that outside. And we have Boston here modeling how great it is. So, hi. So I'm gonna lay the Ottoman down on it and get some measurements and then start cutting. All right, so I cut the rug with scissors. It was very difficult. If you have tin snips or like aviation shears, that would be ideal because this rug was, yeah, that was a challenge. But I got it cut, and so this is for like the sides, and then I still need to cut the square for the top, and I'll probably cover the bottom as well. All right, so I used these little tiny nails to tack down the covering all along the bottom. Okay, so at first I was like, oh, maybe I can just be lazy and glue it, but no, I'm gonna use some twine. It's the same exact color, and I found this big old needle in my sewing kit, and yes, so this will be perfect. So I'm literally just gonna sew it together on the seam here, and then I will probably do the same for the top piece as well. Okay, so I finished sewing this, and I am really proud of myself. I think it looks pretty good. You can kind of see it, but it's the same color. So yeah, so now I just have the top here. So I'm gonna cut out a square from the rug and then get the top going, and then we're almost done with this. All right, so I tacked down all of the top sides here. So the corners are pretty clean. Yeah, so this is all ready to go. So I'm thinking for the top piece, I'm going to try my best to be able to like fold it under and then tack it down and probably sew it again with the twine. All right, so I sewed my first side. So I was able to fold under here. So this is nice and clean because I was able to fold it under. So same thing, I'm gonna do that over here. And yeah, it's coming together. And then one little note, I did want the top to be nice and soft, so I didn't quite have enough padding from the Christmas decoration that I wrapped this in. So I had an old throw pillow that I wasn't using. It was just in my linen closet. So I used the stuffing from that and just crammed it in the top here before I sewed it up. And now it's nice and soft. So I really like it. Okay, so the Ottoman is all done. And here it is with the couch. And so the top here is nice and soft. So I really like it. I think it goes well. And I only spent $2 on the padding. So $2. Everything else was repurposed. So I'm really happy with it. Hope you guys like it. All right, so that pretty much wraps up my DIY Ottoman project. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.